Gamers, Lomax here. Today we're at the Battle Forge in Lexington, Kentucky. Go ahead and give you a little shot of the place. All the tables, all the terrain. Today is going to be the start of our narrative campaign and battle reports for the, we're going to aptly name this the Battle for Cynth I. It's going to be a mining planet, and the Nurgle Space Marines are going to be making planetfall today. So let's get right into my army selection. First, we're going to have my Lord. My Lord is going to have the Sigil of Corruption, Plasma Pistol, and the Black Mace. My second HQ choice is a Nurgle Sorcerer with a Spell Familiar and a Force Weapon. Next selection is going to be a Vindicator for my heavy support. My two troop choices are going to be Plague Marines. Both squads are going to be equipped the same. Sergeant with a Power Fist and Bolt Pistol, and 2 plasma guns. There's Squad 1. And this is Squad 2. And their Rhino. Alright. Now I'm going to hand it over to Mega Nerd Mike and let him show you his forces.
Okay, gamers, today we have my valiant Salamanders defending our planet against the evil Plague Marines. I have a Space Marine Captain with a Relic Blade and Bolt Gun, wearing Artificer Armor and carrying digital weapons. He has 2 tactical squads, one with a multi-melt and a flamer, because we're salamanders, and the second one has a las cannon, and the sergeant has a master-crafted combi grab gun, and we have a grab gun in that. Have a assault squad. Sergeant has a master-crafted plasma pistol and a flamer. Heavy support is going to be the Centurion Devastator squad. Sergeant has his missile launcher master crafted. And finally, the Storm Raven as a support choice. Oh, this sergeant has a master crafted bolter. Alright, we'll be back after deployment to start shooting.
Alright, now we're going to roll for our Warlord traits and psychic powers.
Got a 3 on the Salamander's chart. I can choose to add 3 to any D6 roll to continue the game. I'm going to re-roll that because I have a combat arms attachment. And I got a 5. Forge Master. Reroll. My Warlord can reroll all fail to hit rolls with any mastercrafted weapon he is equipped with, instead of rolling just ones. And this includes chapter relics, which he's carrying a relic blade.
Okay.
So, I got a pretty good
Sounds like a good one. Alright, for me, my Chaos Warlord trait is going to be a 6, which is Exalted Champion. Warlord may reroll Chaos boons. I'm going to reroll that because that's really not that great. A 3. Master of Deception. D3 infantry units in your army can infiltrate. I'll keep that. So D3.
You got a 6.
I got a 6, so 3 infantry units can infiltrate in my army. Alright, roll for psychic powers. My 1 Nurgle power is going to be a 4. That power is going to be Gift of Contagion. I'll keep that. And then for my other 2 powers, I'm going to be rolling on Biomancy. I get 6 and 5. That's going to be Endurance and Hemorrhage. And I will keep both Endurance and Hemorrhage. Alright. We will be back to go over the scenario and to start the first turn. Alright, for this first scenario, in the battle for Cynth I, the planet has been racked by warp storms. We have here a remote Imperial outpost that the Salamanders are garrisoning, unaware that the Chaos has made landfall with a scouting party and is on their way to infiltrate that garrison and cut all ties with the nearest settlement. This first scenario, the objectives are going to be for the Salamanders to totally wipe the Chaos Nurgle Space Marines. My objective as the Chaos Space Marines is to get one guy in that bunker and cut all communications with the nearest settlement so that in the next game his reinforcements are going to be unaware.
Time to steal the initiative.
The Mega Nerd Mike did get first turn, so I'm going to attempt to steal the initiative.
Nope.
And I do not. Alright. Mega Nerd Mike's going to have his movement, and we'll be back to explain after that.
Okay. In response, the Chaos player only coming in on this side, I've had to shift my forces around a bit. The Centurions are going to come back around this way. The multi-melta moved over here. This squad moved over to the more defensive position. I had the jump packs fall back to a more reactionary defensive position. We combined, I had no psychic phase, and I went to the shooting phase. My last cannon took a shot at the Vindicator. It hit but failed to penetrate its front hull. Bottom of turn 1, Chaos. Lomax, go for it.
Do you have any assaults?
I have no assaults.
And one thing we wanted to clear up also, in this scenario, we are going to have warp storms for the whole game. It's going to be treated as night fighting, which we will roll at the end of each turn to see if the warp storms go away. Alright, I'll see you at the bottom of turn 1. Alright, back at the bottom of turn 1. During my movement, this rhino got stuck in the forest, so the squad inside moved out. This rhino moved up, and the Vindicator moved up farther into the forest. Did no psychic. During the shooting phase, this Vindicator lobbed a shot at that unit on top. It proceeded to scatter 6 inches directly to the left onto this unit. They went to ground. I got 5 wounds. They made all their saves. This rhino popped smoke. This unit proceeded to shoot 2 plasma guns and 4 bolters into that unit. and he promptly saved everything. So at the end of turn 1, no deaths, and we're just throwing rocks to each other. Alright, I'm going to let Megan and Mike go ahead and roll for the Warp Storm. It continues.
No, it goes away.
Oh, 3+ continues.
Does it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, we'll be back at the bottom, or at the end of Mega Nerd Mike's turn 2.
Okay, Squad Centurions moved up. They fired their missiles and the grav cannon from this guy into the Vindicator. Hit successfully, but he managed to save all of them. I had 2 penetrates and a glance. This squad and this squad had gone to ground. This squad then fired into this squad. I got 4 bolt gun shots and a las cannon shot off into them and failed to score any wounds. Okay, and my reinforcement of the Storm Talon did not come in. So, on to bottom of turn 2.
See you at the bottom of turn 2. And at the end of turn 2, this Rhino that was here moved up. This squad moved up, and the Vindicator stayed where it was. We went on to the Psychic phase, where the Sorcerer Lord casted Endurance on this unit, and then casted Hemorrhage on this unit. Got 1 casualty. Onto the shooting phase, 1 plasma gun out of that Rhino onto that unit, failed. The Rhino tried to self-repair, it failed. This unit ran a glory-filled 2 inches, and the Vindicator shot on top of the fortification here ended up hitting 4 models, wounding 3, and with the addition of the Warp Storm plus 1 cover and the 4+ cover on top of the building, he made all of his cover saves. So that's going to be the end of turn 2. Going to go ahead and let Mega Nerd Mike roll for the Warp Storm again. On a 3+, it keeps going.
Nope.
And no more Warp Storms. They have subsided. And now the Salamanders know the true identity of what's going on here. A Nurgle scouting force is upon them. So we'll be back at the end of Mega Nerd Mike's 3rd turn.
Okay, fellow gamers, we have finished the top of the game turn 3. My Centurions advanced, fired their grav cannons and missiles into the Vindicator and blew it up. Little vengeance for Estevan 3 there. This squad fired its bolt guns and multi-melta into the souped up squad from Endurance and managed to actually kill 1.
Which I made a abnormal amount of feel no pains.
Lomax has a habit of making every feel no pain ever possible under mankind. This squad fired into them, they again saved. This squad fired into them, including the Sergeant's combi bolter, or combi grab gun, and again, he managed to make all of his feel no pains. Failed most of his armor saves, but got all of his feel no pains. Again, my Storm Talon did not come in, and then the rest of the assault squad stood in reserve. On to bottom of turn 3.
I'll see you at the bottom of turn 3. Okay, bottom of turn 3.
You brought what?
This squad moved up.
Your stuff.
This Rhino moved up and dislodged its dudes. During the Psychic phase, I got hemorrhage off on this unit, killed 1 guy. I got Gift of Contagion off on this unit, which Mega Nerd Mike rolled a D3 and rolled a 6, so they got Liquefying Ague at -1 strength, -1 toughness. And I failed to get off Hemorrhage on the Sorcerer's unit itself. The Sorcerer's unit shot the Assault Squad and had a pretty good shooting phase, took it down to 1 man. This squad did not shoot, prepared for a charge on the unit behind the Aegis defense line. All I needed was a 7 and rolled a 5. So in that ensuing charge I lost 1 guy to Overwatch. And at this time we're going to head to Mega Nerd Mike's top of turn 4.
Okay, the Centurions moved up, fired into the squad that was here, wiped it out. This squad fired into the Lord who remained, did 1 more wound. This squad fired its grab gun and last cannon into him, killing the Warlord. The Assault Marine and this combat squad moved up, fired into this squad, did some damage. The 2 plasma gunners blew themselves up.
On Overwatch, shooting the Assault Marine.
The Assault Marine got in, then died due to the Overwatch. So this combat squad then charged in. My captain challenged, his sergeant accepted. My captain killed his sergeant. Then his psyker killed all of my Marines, and my captain managed to fail his leadership with an 11 and fell back 7 inches. He was unable to catch me, so they stood there. This Storm Talon did come in, managed to do nothing. No, that was, yeah, 1 hull point from the Storm Talon onto the Rhino. Other than that, that's how the bottom of turn, or my half of turn 4 went. Onto the bottom turn. Lomax has 1 more shot. Okay.
Bottom of turn 4, my last unit moved up to the door of the communications bunker, and during the shooting phase they had to run. I felt both psychic powers. This Rhino moved up and shot at the Centurions. It's going to be the end of my turn 4. I'm going to let Mega Nerd Mike roll for the end of the game. Oh, excuse me. My bad. Next turn. So, on that note, we'll be back after Mike's turn.
Okay. Centurions moved up, and the squad on top moved over to get better shots at the Chaos Marines before they ran into the bunker. The Storm Talon went into hover mode. Centurions, during the shooting phase, shot and blew up the Rhino. The squad with the las cannon grab gun shot into the Marines, did nothing. The Storm Talon shot in. He caused some wounds, but Lomax made all of his cover saves. And then the captain charged in, challenged the psyker, whom he killed in the challenge. The Plague Marines struck back at the captain, managed to do 1 wound to him. So now we're locked in combat. Bottom of turn 5 begins now.
Bottom of turn 4, not much has happened. I'm sorry, excuse me. Bottom of turn 5, and not much has happened. For me, no movement, no shooting, no nothing. We continue the eternal slap fight of my 3 Plague Marines and his captain. His captain struck, killing 1 Plague Marine. I struck back, doing 1 wound, and he saved. So now we're going to roll to see if the game continues.
3+.
3+, game does continue.
Continue? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, fellow gamers. As you can tell, the game is ended with the Salamanders earning glory and victory for the God Emperor of the Mankind, slaughtering the last of the 3 plague marines. My captain stands atop their dead bodies, praising the Emperor for his blessings. We've managed to hold out against our hated foes, the Death Guard, and avenge ourselves for Esteban III. Since we won, Lomax and I will sit down to decide how that affects the overall campaign and what next week's battle will be. Anyway, gamers, see you next week. Hope you enjoyed this Bat Report. Please subscribe, please like, and thank you. Don't forget to pass this on to other people, and thank you for watching. Bye.